You know who's not afraid to ask for a discount? Rich people. Today, we are breaking down the shameless money mindset that most people are too afraid to adopt, but it is the exact mindset that builds wealth. Now, I saw this Threads post the other day and it said, I wrote the most disrespectful offer on a property yesterday. They countered. My response, we will wait a week to see if you have any other offers. They signed it, write the offer. And that is like drop the mic. Yes, I literally posted it in my community the second that I saw it because the number of times I'm always telling people to write the offer that makes sense to you. And I want to normalize just asking for discounts because that is how the wealthy get wealthy. They know the power of having a good deal. So, my most recent property, it literally was listed for and appraised for $1.46 million. I ended up getting the property for $1.28 million. And the funny thing is, I offered less than that. I literally offered them 1.2 million, even though it was listed for 1.46 million. And I came in with a disrespectfully low offer. Like, truly, the main reason I did it was it had been sitting on the market for a little bit, and I knew that they were a little desperate to sell. And so I was like, well, I need this deal to make sense for me as well. And if I can walk into it with equity, I'm in a way better position. And I know the power of equity when it comes to real estate investing. So pretty much I just asked for a discount completely unapologetically. And I do this all the time, just in my daily life. Like, I am that girl that's like, ooh, for free? Like, I'll go to a coffee shop or I'll go to wherever. If someone tries to pitch me on something, I'm like, well, for free, sure. But you have to be unapologetic about asking for discounts. I did the exact same thing when I went to go buy my car. I negotiated because I wanted to make sure that I was getting a price that made sense for me. And no, you don't have to be aggressive and you don't have to be like intense and make it feel weird. It's simply just an ask. Like, there is no secret, there is no manipulation. It's simply just, this is what I'm willing to pay. Take it or leave it. Hey, girl, real quick. If you have been dreaming of living life on your own terms, then listen up. Okay. I created a free course that shows you exactly how to buy a rental property using your 75K plus corporate salary and at least $10,000 in savings. That's with no trust fund, no rich boyfriend, no daddy's money, no hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in the bank, just strategy, confidence, and a step by step plan. Now, in this free course, I'm going to be teaching you the number one strategy that is working for newbies in today's market. I'm also going to teach you how to spot a good deal and how to replace your corporate income with passive real estate income, escape the corporate hamster wheel, and not be dependent on your corporate job to survive. Now, this is for three kinds of people. This is for you if you are stuck in a job that you do not love, secretly dreaming of more freedom, more travel, and more peace in your bank account. Maybe you're currently a digital nomad looking for more grounding and wealth building without losing the ability to travel. Or maybe you're a business owner or a corporate girly who just sees the volatility in the market and you just want to diversify your income. If any of those sound like you, then go ahead, go get the free course now. The link is in the show notes, or just go to oliviatati.com/free course. That's oliviatati.com/free course. Trust me, this could change your life. You have to have some detachment from the outcome. So whenever I'm like lowballing an offer, like for example, let's say it's for a house, I'm also like, well, if I don't get the house, that's fine. There'll be another house. So you have to have that level of detachment too. Kind of like that take it or leave it flair, you know? Because wealthy people expect things to be negotiable and they know that the price isn't the price. Everything is negotiable. So many people, I know a lot of my coaching students who come into my program, they're so terrified of giving a lowball offer because they're terrified that they're going to offend the seller. But the worst thing that they can say is no. And if they say no, you can either be like, okay, no worries, this doesn't work for me, but come back to me if no one else is looking and you still need to sell it, right? Or maybe you actually do want the property and you're willing to come up higher, then you're in a position of negotiation. You've opened up the conversation. But so, what is actually really holding people back when it comes to asking for a discount? So, I really always go back to like, what is really holding people back when it comes to asking for a discount? And the big mindset block that I see is everyone has this fear that the other person is going to think that they're rude or that they're cheap or they're terrified of offending someone. But like, and so what? What if someone does think you're cheap? Like, it's either they think you're cheap and you pay the lower price, or they don't think you're cheap and you pay the higher price. But also, why do you care so much about what the other person thinks? Especially if it's someone you don't even know, and their opinion will not affect the rest of your life. So I want you to even ask yourself, why are you so afraid of someone saying no? And it really comes down to that fear of rejection. And so that's where it is, even when it comes to real estate. Like, people are so afraid to ask for a discount or to give a lowball offer because they're so afraid of rejection. But wealthy people are not afraid of rejection. And I think a lot of the time that's because they're entrepreneurs. A lot of wealthy people are entrepreneurs and they're used to rejection. Because if you know anything about being a business owner or being even a real estate investor, you know you have to put hundreds of offers in, sometimes 10 offers, 50 offers, 20 offers to find the one deal that actually works. And so wealthy people are willing to shoot their shot to find the right deal. And for some reason in society, we are just told that being passive is better. But who is that better for? No one, truly. And it's so interesting because I also think it's kind of a cultural thing, right? Because especially here in America, like, where everyone is told to be super amicable and nice to everyone and not create too much of a commotion. And that's kind of the standard. That's the norm. But in other societies, that isn't. So I think about my dad. Like, my dad's originally from Africa and he didn't grow up with a ton of money. And maybe that's like that discrepancy as well. And he honestly worked the same jobs. And for most of his career, he worked in corporate America. He was making like a regular corporate America salary. But he always, and this is, I just know this from my childhood, negotiated every single deal. Everything was negotiable. And he made sure that he understood the value of his money and the value of the deal that he was getting. And he's never been afraid to ask to get something for free or to get something discounted. And that doesn't mean he's cheap. Like, he will go all out on things he feels like they're worth it. He's happy to pay the price. But if he thinks that he can get a better deal on something, he will. Because here's the thing. Closed mouths don't get fed. And if you don't ask for a discount, if you don't ask for a low price, if you don't ask for something for free, you won't get it. Like, I literally do absurd things sometimes where I'll just like go to a coffee shop and ask and be like, can I get that for free? Just to like exercise my muscle. Or I remember I was at a conference once and I was with a bunch of friends and we didn't realize how much parking was. We were staying at this hotel and parking was like actually absurd. And they charged us double for it, or I don't even know if they actually did. Either way, I remember my friend looked at me. She's like, can you handle this? Because she knows like I will just go and ask. So I just go to the front office and I'm like, can you validate our parking? And she did. We ended up paying nothing for the parking. They just validated it completely because I asked. There was no even back and forth. Simply just asked if they could validate it for free. And this wasn't like a part, since we weren't staying at the hotel, they shouldn't have done that. But like, they didn't even ask. They didn't even question. They're like, yeah, sure, no worries. You just have to ask sometimes. And remember, it's not about being pushy. It's about respecting your money. Because negotiating really isn't just for big businesses. It's a tool that anyone can use. And rich people know the importance of a good deal. They didn't get rich by paying full price for everything. So I want you to think about this for yourself. Where in your life are you playing small with money? Where in your life are you just accepting everything at face value? And where in your life should you be asking for a discount? So this week, I want you to go do something where you either ask for the discount, negotiate the rate, and just be a little shameless. Your future self will thank you. Okay, that's it. Bye, fam. Thank you so much for listening to Wanderlust Wealth Show. Now, don't forget to follow the podcast, or if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you love this episode, it would literally mean the world to me if you shared this with a friend or a family member, or literally like anyone off of the street. Like right now, go ahead, share it so you don't forget, or post it on social media and make sure to tag me. I love seeing what you're listening in on and what you resonated with, and I'm just so freaking thankful for you. I'm so freaking excited for you. I love you, and don't forget, life really doesn't have to be hard.